Hey guys, what is up? I'm Tony. Welcome to Activism on the Fly, my channel dedicated to becoming a better ally, advocate, and activist. Thought I'd try something new and film outside today. I've got 5 ways to stay woke this weekend. Let's go. Fight for Breonna Taylor, Elijah McClain, and Cariol Horne. It's been over 100 days since Breonna Taylor was shot dead by police in her home in the middle of the night. I know you've already made those calls and I know you've already emailed, but please do it again. Keep the pressure up so that the men responsible for Breonna Taylor's death can be held accountable. Elijah McClain, I'm sure you've heard his story or seen it on social media. He was a 23-year-old boy walking home from the convenience store with an iced tea. Police were called because he was wearing a ski mask. He did nothing violent or criminal at all. It turns out that the reason he was wearing a ski mask is Elijah McClain was anemic and got cold very easily, so often wore runner's masks out. Police handled the situation really cruelly, and Elijah was choked, he was brutalized, he was vomiting and telling officers that he couldn't breathe. The medic responded and injected ketamine into Elijah McClain. That would have been a dose equal to someone who weighed about 220 pounds, and Elijah McClain was maybe 140. He had a heart attack in the ambulance on the way to the hospital, and when he got to the hospital, he was brain dead. He was removed from life support last August of 2019. He was a 23-year-old boy walking from the convenience store with an iced tea. You go to sign a petition for justice for Elijah McClain. You got to make some phone calls. I'm going to leave links down below. Cariol Horne, you need to learn about her as well. The police officer in Buffalo, New York, who was fired and stripped of her pension after she intervened to stop her fellow officer from choking a black man who's a civilian. This intervening that Cariol Horne did is one of the huge components of reforms that reformists of the police department want to see, is a duty to intervene when you see other officers doing something wrong. She did exactly that, and she was not only not rewarded, she was stripped of her pension. Go to carols.law.com. Make it safe for people to intervene for the safety of the public and also to protect whistleblowers and people who are trying to do the right thing. And also sign the petition to get her pension back. That's BS. Check out the Grassroots Law Project. This is an organization founded by Sean King and Action PAC, Action and Oversight, with a dope legal team. Ending no-knock warrants, racial injustice, use of force policy, de-escalation training, mass incarceration. They're kind of modeling this after the Truth and Reconciliation Commission put into place in South Africa after apartheid. I thought that this sounded like something I could get on board with. I was going to make a one-time donation. They asked if I would extend it and do it monthly, and I thought, you know what? Yeah, I actually can. So I'm donating a small amount every month. If you feel that you can donate every month, feel free to do that. One-time donation. I'm not telling you where to spend your money. That's totally up to you and your conscience. Listen to 1619, New York Times podcast. It's really good. It's kind of like a mini-series podcast. It's talking about slavery and how it's impacted the society that we have today. And it's not the stuff that you've been seeing on social media and hearing every day. It's really a different kind of approach in creative ways. So one episode is about American music and like how it got its roots. And one episode is how the corporation that we see now in our economy kind of stems from the same sort of structure that we had on plantations during the era of slavery. Super interesting, and it's told really well. I recommend it highly. I haven't finished, but I started listening to it last night. I stayed up till almost 3 in the morning because I listened to 4 episodes in a row. Do it. All right, I told you to listen, now watch Nita Mosby Tyler's TED Talk called What If White People Led the Charge Against Racism. Really good thought piece. It's quick. Everybody loves a TED Talk, right? So you can search it on YouTube. It's free. I watched it this week. I really liked it. I think you will too. Easy. Okay, last thing, arguably the most important. If you want to be an activist and have your voice heard and enact change, you gotta register your butt to vote. Go to vote.org, find out your state's deadlines for voting in person and by mail for registering for an absentee ballot. Go ahead and do that now. I included links in the bottom so that you can do that. You can also check on this website to see if you're already registered. So if you're not sure, check today. If you're not registered, get yourself registered. If you didn't vote in your state's primary, you should have, but you know what? If you didn't, you've got to vote in the general. This is more important than ever. You need to have your voice heard. Get that vote. That's it. Not so hard, right? Those 5 quick, easy things can make a positive difference and are going to make your weekend that much better, knowing that you did some activisty, warm and fuzzy, good work. Thanks so much for stopping by, Activism on the Fly. If you did like this video, please go ahead and click like. If you'd like to see more activism related content and find out how you can become a better ally, advocate, and activist, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. Would love to have you on this journey. Have a great weekend, everybody. Get those warm and fuzzies.